Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me here on today's news briefing. Jobless claims 250,000 more people. I mean, this continues to escalate every week. 250 this week, 260 last week. It's just non-stop. Or be down in the description box below. This is on CNBC. It looks to cool labor market. Jobless claims total 250,000 for the week ended August 13, down 2,000 from the previous week and below the 260,000 Dow Jones estimate. Continuing claims were trending a week behind. The headline number totaled 1.437 billion, an increase of 7,000. In other economic news, initial filings for unemployment benefits declined slightly last week, though they were consistent with a drift higher in layoffs that began in the spring, the Labor Department reported Thursday. Jobless claims totaled 250,000 for the week ended August 13th, down 2,000 from previous week and below the 260. The 4-week moving average for claims, which helps smooth out weekly volatility, also fell by 2,750 to 246,750. Ex-IRS whistleblower says middle class targeted under inflation bill. William Hennick, a former Internal Revenue Service lawyer who was forced out after making allegations of internal, said that the government will target middle-income Americans with the new audits under the Inflation Reduction Act. At the IRS for 30 years until departing in 2017, slammed the IRS and others who have funding would only result in increased audits for billionaires and corporations. The Inflation Reduction Act, which President Biden signed into law, would nearly double the IRS budget, appropriating an additional $79 billion for the agencies over the next decade. I'm going to cut this really short today because I know everybody's just tired and everybody is looking forward to Friday, the end of the work week, hopefully for the majority of people that are watching. Labor market is really being, the jobs that they keep referring to were people that were going back to work after COVID, and they were referring to sector servicing jobs that are part-time, low wages. This is not enough to sustain people anymore. The average person is being forced out of their apartment into their cars. They have no alternative. They're not like they're bums and they're not working. They're holding down a job, even maybe a side hustle, maybe, like I said, their regular job and taking on another job, just to counteract some of the inflation that they are feeling. Even if you're making really good money, you have to be feeling this in your wallet. Okay, most people get paid twice and they deposit their checks into their bank account, and if you look what's going out, like as opposed to what's coming in, right, you get paid 2 checks a month. And how many bills do each person have? Just like I was watching Jeremiah Babe today, and he was saying the exact same thing. People's got car payments, insurance payments, mortgage payments, rent payments. If you have cable, cell phone bills, if you have any type of live entertainment, these are all factors that are going out instead of coming back in, right? And are doing well, it still has to be affecting you in some way. Maybe you're not getting hit as hard. The more that they are printing, the more the inflation is going to go up, and we're going into hyperinflation, just like what was it, Turkey did? A no-win situation. Fiat currency losing purchasing power. Gold and silver will always remain worth something. The dollar will collapse eventually. They're doing it on purpose because they know that they can never pay this money back. They can't do it. So you gotta remember, this is all by design. It's all being done to us on purpose. We're in unprecedented times, uncharted waters, and like I keep saying, you better have an insurance policy for yourself, and that is having food, water, medical, ammo, and training with your firearm, and be spiritually connected and spiritually walking with God, okay? You better have a strong mind, because what's coming is going to take survival mentality. If you are weak and you're not preparing and you think that if someone is coming to save you, you are sadly mistaken. I do not voice the doom and gloom. I give you the news, plain and simple. It's nothing that you can't go and look up and research yourself. It's just the difference is people like me and other channels here on YouTube, we're trying to inform people not to wait, because we all know interest rates are going up and the Dow's going up. The market is crashing, housing market is crashing, and the Dow is going up. I mean, if people can't see that these numbers are just rigged, it's all lies. We're moving into a world where people are angry and frustrated and are hurting and are lonely and they're just angry. You know, people are on the road, it's like road rage. People have no patience. I'm sure everybody's seen that guy that just hit that man on the street in New York City, put him into ICU. That was disgusting. That was sickening. And he may never recover or be right again from that. The violence, the crime, fentanyl pouring across the border. Have a look at this clip. It's like candy. It's like eye candy for children and teenagers. But it's deadly. You know, it's deadly. Fentanyl is deadly.
Of these colored fentanyl pills.
This is awful. They look like candy.
In Nogales today, the CBP port director saying this is concerning and it could be the start of a new trend with cartels targeting younger users with these colored pills. Then bring it back here to Eagle Pass where we are. Take a look at this video we shot this morning. It has been a busy day out here. This is a single massive group of about 300 or what's left over of it that crossed illegally this morning. As you can see, predominantly single adults. CBC Border Patrol sources telling us since sunrise there were well over 1,000 illegal crossings here in Eagle Pass.
We are in serious trouble. The migrants that are coming across the border just by the thousands on the daily, and this is putting an economic strain on our country. It's taking up our resources here. They are pushing for this climate deal to everybody to go out and buy electric cars. Well, what if we don't want electric cars? There's not even enough energy to sustain our homes. Better flex. Oh, well, there's not going to be enough, you know, electric. We may have rolling blackouts, rolling brownouts, you know, but yeah, let's just all spend money and go out and buy an electric vehicle where that's really going to tap into our electric. No sense whatsoever. Again, I don't have all the answers. I really don't. You gotta do what you think is right at the end of the day. You know, don't turn hard, don't turn bitter. That's what they want. They want blacks and whites, blacks against whites, whites against black, Dems against Republicans, Republicans against Democrats. They want us divided. People are talking about a revolution, a civil war here in America. Things are escalating. They're getting out of control. People are tired of being served lies every single day. I can only sit here and tell you the best that I can is that you better buckle up. You better prepare and get yourself and your life and your homes in order. I just hope that you all are doing everything that you possibly can to ensure your survival, because that's what it's going to come down to eventually. Ukrainians are talking about blowing up Russia's nuclear plant. I'll insert that clip now.
That the Ukrainian President Zelensky is meeting with anyone and everyone who might be able to support a solution to this, and that includes the President of Turkey. Let's get the latest from Alex Hogan in Kyiv. Alex.
Hi, Neil. The sirens in Ukraine's capital just started to go off minutes ago. And new developing tonight, there are increased reports of explosions at yet another airbase in Russian-held Crimea. Tonight, both Russia and Ukraine are also claims that Russian occupiers in that area have been told to stay home and not go to the facility tomorrow. Now, there has been global concern growing, brought on not only by disregarded safety measures inside the plant, but more specifically the fighting outside of it.
That is going to affect all of Europe. So we have real problems. Real problems. The days before C-19 are over. They are over. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody will continue to, at minimum, get water and food, at least for a couple weeks. You really need to be focusing on 3 months, then 6 months, then a year. The more you have, the better the odds of getting through this. Maybe that won't be enough. I don't know. Like I said, again, I don't have the answers, but all I can tell you is that dying of dehydration and starvation is very painful. And my dad told me when they were in Vietnam, they did without water, they did without food, and he said it's very painful, you know. So just keep that into consideration. It's a painful, slow death, except for dehydration. So anyway, I know this is nothing positive in this video, but how can you report the news and have things that are positive? So, you know, reach out to people that you haven't spoken to in a while. You know, it's going to take a community to get through this. You can't be the lone wolf and expect miracles to happen. You know, when people talk about, oh, well, I've got a lot of ammo and I've got a lot of guns and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know, the people that are going to be coming to your home and breaking into your home and because they're hungry, they're going to have guns too. You know, and the crossfire, it goes both ways. So it's going to take a community of, you know, vetting your friends and family members. And you are going to have people that are coming to your door, knocking on your door and wanting food. Are you prepared to give them food? If you turn them away, it could become a hostile situation very fast. These are things that you have to take into consideration. People will do bad things when they get hungry enough. I mean, people are already doing bad things, and there's plenty of food on the shelves right now. Just do what you can, you know, everybody. And I hope I am wrong and this all turns around. I really do. You know, for all of you that have young children out there and grandchildren, and they deserve to grow up in a world of, you know, peace and prosperity and dreams, and being able to have dreams and one day get married and have children of their own. And none of us deserve this, but especially not the children. So if you have children, think about that. Try to do as much as you can. Put back as much food as you can for them, if not for yourself. So with that, I'm just going to end it. I hope everybody has a great weekend ahead, and we will resume airing back on Tuesday. So God bless everybody and take care.